Hello everyone. So I wanted to go over my first budget for the month of April. And since my first budget usually goes mostly to rent and kind of not as much savings or investing, but more towards rent, I kind of wanted to go over my March spending and savings. I used to do this before and I'll do it again. So I can't. There's 3 months that have passed, if you haven't noticed already, and for my income for the month of March is actually pretty high because I got $428 in a tax refund. This is actually my gross income, not counting cafeteria benefits like health insurance and all that. That would like balloon my income to a whole nother level. But this is including, before any deductions like my 457B, my pension, federal and state taxes. We don't get Social Security deducted from our paychecks because the pension is enough. And I also get deducted like union fees and the Medicare hit tax, which if we spend 25 years in service, then we get some of that reimbursed because our pension or retirement pension will cover all our Medicare premiums and costs and all that stuff. So that's why it's so high. Usually, I'm not budgeting out this amount towards my expenses. It's a lot of deductions that go into this. And it was my highest paid month. I also worked like 15 hours worth of overtime in one of these paychecks. I'm going to be working more overtime tomorrow. And so my housing expenses, by the way, Reddit is a blast with the fact that ynab changed from ynab to ynab.com, and that's why the toolkit isn't working appropriately right now, I think. Anyway, I am stalking Reddit sometimes, ynab. Um, feel free to mention me on there. But rent has been pretty much nice and steady at 1175. Utilities, it has really ballooned. So last year, probably for the whole year, I spent maybe like 400 something dollars on both electric and gas. And this year, I decided to turn on my heater and not suffer as much as I need some comfort. I'm getting older. My knees aren't what they used to be. I'd like a bit of warmth. So, and also today I forgot to turn off one of my lights and it was on for the whole day. Anywho, utilities, I'm okay with this. It's kind of expensive. It's getting kind of expensive, but climate change, getting older, this is what's going to happen. Internet, they really did me wrong. I was paying $17.99 for 2 years. They raised it up to $19.99 thinking I wouldn't notice. Okay, I didn't notice, but thanks to YNAB I did, but I'm okay with it for now. My phone, so I got a credit in March because my cousin paid or gave me the money for her portion of the bill for the rest of the year. And that's why it's showing a positive here instead of the regular negative over here. And next is food. So groceries, I spent a lot on groceries, $270, but I still have about $160 left over. And we're like 2 days away from the end of March. So I still have $160 in grocery budget. I am good and solid. It was higher this month in March because sometimes when I have people over, I have to spend more money to feed them. And February was very low because I got a credit cash back from Costco. February is usually when I get my cash back for using my city credit Costco card. So I didn't have, so like one of the trips was paid in full with that cash back. And food, I'm pretty happy with so far. Housing, nothing, kind of need to readjust towards that increase in utility bills, but I'm okay with that. And food's been okay so far, not too much eating out. I do prefer spending money on groceries over eating out, even when I have people over. Even though I do enjoy eating out with people I love. And let me tell you, actually, for March, it was a little higher because March was horrible. Like a whole week, I was waking up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., going down to lay like multiple times in one week, coming back at 1 a.m. or 9 a.m. And I need my sleep. I'm trying to help my parents transition over to Medicare. That's a change. I had to change the insurance, and that caused change in doctors, change in the types of medicines the insurance covers, a whole new, a whole bunch of new testing, and the good. And then I also had to go to concerts like a regular person. Um, Yeah, I did enjoy going to the Clippers game, and we'll talk about that. And then I went to the SZA concert, and I gotta tell you, I felt so old going to that concert, but it was fun. Live close to LA, we gotta take advantage of it. Um, so now I'm doing the medical interpreter thing. I'm putting $200 a month for that, and that started in March. Transportation, my car registration is 261 for the year, not too bad. I've heard people like pay like $800, $700 for their car registration in different states, and I'm like, I'm okay with 261. Gasoline hasn't been too bad. Whoa, January I spent $109 in gasoline. That's pretty good. In March, even though I went down to LA multiple times and I was exhausted and so tired that I wanted to cry, $146 is not too bad. Plus, I used my car for gas. I think that's pretty good. Transportation, you're golden. Subscriptions, $9.99, $15.49. I love that. I also, with my cash back, set aside enough money to cover my Costco membership that's due in November. And I also set aside enough amount to cover my Amazon Prime membership that's due, I think, in December. So I'm happy with that. Great. Spending. It was supposed to be a low spend year. I don't think that will not happen. I quit. So electronics, you guys, I spent $70 on refurbished LinkBud S's noise canceling, and I gotta tell you, I really like them. They're not as noise canceling. They don't have as much noise canceling features as a full-on headset, but that's to be expected. But these are amazing. They're very comfortable. I can picture myself going running with these and all that jazz. I got them refurbished, and by doing that, I saved over like $100 on eBay. And then I also bought a second Kindle because that is I don't know. I want one for the house and one to carry around with me when I don't know. I just love it. Household, I spend a lot of money. I think I spent like you don't like if you have an AC or a heating system, you got to change the air filter. It was like $50 for five air filters. I told my landlord I was going to do that. He was like, "You don't have to do that. You hardly even use the AC, right?" I was like, "Right. I only turn it on a few hours in the evening." And he was like, "Yeah, you don't have to do that." Yeah, I did. The air filter was nasty. And yeah, so that's when I knew I was a responsible person, a valuable member of society. I changed my AC air filter. Honestly, personal $174. Probably most of that was towards makeup and all that jazz because I finally have to go out. And at work, we're kind of allowed to not wear masks, but I'm still wearing masks ever so often, like half the day. Um, I don't know. I've just grown accustomed. It feels weird. I feel exposed when I don't wear my mask. And and that's okay. That's okay. I get protected from the sun. Um, Travel. This I bought because I spent one night in LA and I chose to get a hotel instead of spending the night with my parents or anywhere else. I I was down there to go to the Magic Castle. If you guys don't know, it's in Hollywood. They do a lot of tricks. And I saw the creator of Siri, and he was performing magic tricks before my eyes. I should have gotten a photograph or like his autograph, but I didn't. um, Family support. You know what? Gifts and giving. I've really been liking giving these gifts over here. Like, look at this crazy thing. I hope my dad gets some eyeglasses. And that was totally me. I went and I bought them for him. And he's not using them. So that's that. So I feel like I need to be a little bit more, I like having extra money for gifts and giving and all that jazz, but I don't really need to be spending that much money on it, and I should really be beefing up these categories for when Christmas comes around, when birthdays comes around, and kind of like stepping back with other miscellaneous things that people may not end up using. So I really don't want to give gifts that people don't end up using. So I'll give gift cards, money, and I don't know, my time. I think what my parents appreciate the most is me taking the time and getting off of work early to help them with medications, insurance, appointments, and all that stuff. Um, so investments, I am I'll show a little bit more of investments on my savings side. I have a whole other Google Sheets for that. And again, I also track my federal taxes, state income taxes. This is the Medicare hit tax, union fees, and I have life insurance policy 4 times my salary. I do 4 times. It's supposed to be 10 times your salary, but no one is really truly dependent on my income. So this is just a really cheap policy that I like to pay for just in case I die, make my parents a little bit happy, give them a little happiness upon my death. Um, so more on the investment savings side. This is supposed to be January, and I should probably okay. So actually, my highest paid month was February, but why? $856. What did I? February. I don't know where the $856 came from. Usually, if I click on here, oh, 350, 506. What's the 506 for? Oh, it's $5.06. Yeah, okay. Okay, that's better. So yeah, my highest paid month was for the month of March, probably because I did extra overtime. And I have been working overtime. It's just I've been paid in comp time, which is time and a half that you can take leave of later. So I did comp time for like 2 months, and now it's switched over to paid overtime, which is great. Um, for my 457B, so down here, brokerage is showing negative because I took out a bunch of money from my brokerage account, $5,860 to be exact. Then I transferred that into my Roth IRA. I figured all the money in my brokerage is earning dividends, and those dividends are being taxed. So might as well just take out that money, get a lower dividend, lower my tax a little bit, and max out my Roth for the remaining of the year. Now, for the remaining of the year, I'm going to be putting $640 into my brokerage every month to kind of replenish that amount. So yeah, I'm still not sure if I'm going to do the same thing next year where I just take the money out of my brokerage to max out the Roth IRA as soon as possible. I don't know, but it worked out this year. Hopefully I could replenish it. If I quit, it's okay. But yeah, hopefully my investing is nice and steady. Now that that's all of the way, as you can see, I stopped tracking my pension on here just because without the pension, I want to make sure that I'm investing or setting aside at least 25% of my income, just like the Money Guy show recommends. And I have done my own calculations on best retirement on this calculator, financialmentor.com calculator. So it looks like if I stick to 25%, I'll be solid. And I want to make sure to check that I'm doing that again without the pension being taken into account. My pension's like another 9%. So you guys do the math there. I have tracked it before, and I may track it in the future, but I decided not to do that this year. And yeah, so let's move on to actually budgeting out my money. You guys, I got my tax refund back. It was about $428. Yeah, pretty good. All of this is just a bunch of charges. Let's go to the budget. Two overspent categories. Okay, so I'll cover this overspent category with ready to assign. What else did I overspend in? View category. Personal, $134.33. I'm gonna have to check on this part. Um, I don't believe that. I refuse to accept it. But I'll fix it later. March, we're gonna go ahead and March, April 2023. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and click housing and mark um, underfunded. We'll fund those. Great. And most most of the money's gone. So for groceries, I'll go ahead and budget two. Oops. I was planning on doing 250, but since I have so much left, I'll just do 200. And look, it leaves me at $363. That's pretty good. I'll do anything coming up in April. I don't think so. I'll do the $100 for my medical interpreter tuition course. And then investing. Want to make sure I have enough for that. So my brokerage, half of 640 is 320. Okay, and now I'm left with $656.48. So I'll just go back and start funding all the other stuff. I'll do electronics because I'm paying off my Kindle. It's 0% interest, okay? So I'll do $60 for that. Books, you guys. So I spent a bit of money on books. I would recommend going to e-reader IQ and signing up for this because you can add an extension on your Amazon account and you can track books. This is the extension. So you best believe that when this book hit $199 in March, I went ahead and bought it. And now as you can see, going back, it's $11.79 or like $12.99. I don't know. But yeah, that was a pretty good deal. I put this on hold on my Libby app through the library in December, and it took about 3 months to get it because it's a really high demand type of book. But I was tracking it went on sale and I bought it. So make sure to get this e-reader IQ extension. I highly recommend. And that's why I bought a couple books. So I budgeted $20 and I still have $16.53 there. So that's pretty good. And beauty, I'm gonna budget out $20. I'll budget out my personal money because oh yeah, this is a concert. Parking was $45. I usually don't budget out anything for parking. There's really no way of knowing. And I went hiking. Anyway, it was a very exhausting month. I would not want to repeat it again. But I got in a lot of good memories in there in that March month. Um, so let's go eating out. I'll go ahead and budget 50. Toiletries 10. Medical and dental 50. I'll do the other half of. I'll actually do 200 for the medical interpretation and be done with that. $100 for car insurance. Although I am thinking of bumping up the limits, the coverage, so that might go up. Car registration. It's usually like $33. I'll just I'll just click under funded in. Oh, well, no. I'll do $100 for gasoline actually. I have a lot of money in gasoline. And 7206. So the remaining 7206, I actually can cover Spotify, Netflix, and wow, I can cover a lot of things. Whenever I'm actually gonna leave alone because I might ask for a year membership for my birthday. Or maybe I should fully fund it. Uh, we'll see. Books, I'll leave at 0. Household, so I'll put the rest in household because I buy a lot of things for the house, and it's not even like I'll just get like 3 stacks of mason jars, like the wide mouth ones. Uh, I don't know. I spent like $70 on IKEA the other day. They had a $15 waterproof Bluetooth head Bluetooth speaker that I can put in my shower. So now I can be entertained in the shower and smell nice because sometimes I get lazy when it comes to taking showers. Okay, so that was a lot of talking. Um, Thanks for watching. Adios.